All right, so I mentioned this the other day in in my post about us in Grand Cayman and all that, but the challenges that we had to get here. I won't go into all the stuff from the time we started talking and all the different things. I may mention them, but I want to talk about Saturday, which on Saturday was the day we flew here. It's July 10th, and everything almost completely fell apart Saturday morning as we're trying to get here. So I got to share this. I've shared it with a few people, and they're like, "You got to share this." Saturday we got a flight out, Delta flight at 6:30 a.m. from the Indy airport. We stay at a hotel at the airport, or near the airport, really not at the airport, really close to the old airport for those that are familiar with that. So that way we can be closer. We can just ride the shuttle. We have to worry about a vehicle big enough to get all of our bags and us, which, we're packing 28-day trip, five checked bags, so big suitcases that we're checking. And then also everybody had 2 carry-on bags, a backpack with computer and all the basic stuff we need to get out for on the flight, and then a suitcase that we can check, put above the thing in the plane, a bunch of bags. So, we had a bunch of stuff to do at our house. We're moving stuff out of our house because of a plumbing mold issue, so we had to get stuff out. So that's all the way up until like 8 or 9 o'clock on Friday. We don't go to sleep on Friday night. None of us except for Joshua, up watching Black Widow and packing and doing everything we need to do to get ready to go. So we're literally, nobody's tired though, because we're on fumes and we're excited and we're ready to go. So we got a 4:30 a.m. shuttle scheduled to leave the hotel that would get us, there's plenty of time at the Indy airport, go through check-in and all that type of stuff. Well, we're a few minutes late to our shuttle. And that day, they had no extra shuttles. Somebody didn't show up to work or whatever, so one shuttle. And so basically, like, if you ain't down here at 4:30, we're out. Can't wait on you. So they left. And the next shuttle's like, we can't get on another shuttle until 6 o'clock because we had too many people in our party, 5 people with all of our 15 bags to basically fit, because there were other people that, were booking a shuttle, and they had up to 11 people per shuttle, but with us they just put every shuttle over the top. So here we are, not knowing what to do. So I have to make some game time decisions, and the first game time decision was we can't wait on the shuttle. We'll be completely late for a 6:30 flight. And so fortunately we had our vehicle, which we weren't supposed to have. We were supposed to leave that with somebody else, but because the Friday night was so long, we just kept it there. We're gonna have somebody pick it up the next day after we left. So I go get our vehicle, which is not our big vehicle, so we can't fit everybody in the suitcases. So I take the kids and drop them off at the airport. This is a hotel at the airport, quote unquote. It's 10-minute drive. So 10-minute drive there, 10-minute back, plus I got to make sure they get inside safely and all that. I think all they have is their backpacks with them, which was a mistake. So I'm like, okay, next thing, I'm going to go back and get Stephana, take her, and I'm going to come back and throw all the bags in the rest of the car. And then when I come, we'll check the bags in. So after that 10-minute trip back, I'm like, this is not going to work. We're running out of time. We're not going to make it. So I decide, I think Stephana might have suggested this, like, okay, both of us are going to have to ride, and we're going to have to pack all the suitcases in here. And she said, I'm going to have to put suitcases on my lap. So literally we have our Kia Soul packed out, top to bottom, door to door, with 2 bags on top of Stephana. Crazy. She can't move. She can't see. That 10-minute drive again. So we drive back, get out. I drop her off. The kids come and meet us at the arrivals or departures. They come and get all the bags. They push them all up to Delta to go get them checked in. I go and drive and park in the airport parking, hustle, catch a shuttle with my bag, my backpack, run back up there. And I'm thinking, our regular routine, we fly a lot, so I know where Stephana's going to be when she's done through checking bags. She ain't there. I'm like, what's going on? My phone, nobody has called or texted. So I look at Delta, I go to Delta, and the line at Delta is literally through all those little things and around the corner. And this is the check bags. And I'm like, oh my goodness. And I don't see them at the front of the line, so I start checking the line. They're at the back of the line, around the corner, and the line is barely moving. So I'm like, this is approaching 6 o'clock. It's like, this is not good. Little do we know, we already missed it because we had to have our bags checked a certain time. So I go up and talk to the Delta rep. Boom, no, you're right. You're not going to make it. Go talk to the lady at Special Services. We go over there. She said, oh, no problem. We'll get you booked on another flight. Cool, we got you booked on another flight. It arrives at 5:48 in Miami, because this flight was going to Miami. We had a 2 p.m. flight that from Miami to Grand Cayman, which was the only flight that was going out that day and the only flight into Grand Cayman until Wednesday, because only one airline during COVID is flying there. So basically, that 5:48 flight is not going to cut it. We're not going to make it. We're going to miss our flight. We're going to have to wait until Wednesday, but that wasn't going to be an option because we have to quarantine for 14 days when we get here. We got a special visa approval for our kids to go through, to basically come with us, because only essential people to whatever you're traveling for are supposed to come. Our kids are not essential to this trip, the speaking engagement. So they got approval to get that. So basically, if we don't show up on Saturday, it probably messes up our whole visa. It probably messes up everything. Even if we could wait till Wednesday and it didn't impact that, we had to quarantine for 2 weeks. So that quarantine period was going to take us into the middle of the event that we're being brought here for. So basically, it's a wrap. You know, we can't do it. So we're like, all right, what do we do? No other flights. I'm like, can we drive to Chicago and there's a direct flight that gets there quicker? No. Can we drive somewhere else? No. Nothing with Delta. So the lady's like, you might have to go to another airline and see what they got. So we go. Our number one option is always Delta. Our number two is Southwest. So we go to Southwest. They got one flight that leaves that morning, Saturday morning, and still gets us there before the 2 o'clock flight. But it arrives at 12:45. And so here we are with 15 bags, 5 of them being checked. We get there at 12:45. By the time we get the baggage claim and get our stuff out, because these aren't connecting flights, because it's 2 separate airlines, because you can't fly anything but Cayman Airways into Cayman. And so we'd have to get our bags out, go back in, check them again. We wouldn't have made 2 o'clock flight by any means necessary. And you'd have to be, and we found out later that you had to be there 90 minutes early to get your bags checked for this international flight. So now we're done. And I'm literally like, I just need to walk. I don't know what I'm about to do right now, because I can't be in front of the kids because I'm emotional, I'm upset, I'm frustrated. I feel like I let them down. We just feel like by a few minutes and circumstances of somebody not showing up for their, whatever it is, for the shuttle, and Delta having a line that I've never, ever seen as many times as I've flown Delta around the corner. All those circumstances, and now we're about to miss out. And so we're literally, there's a good 20, 30 minutes where it's just like, what do we do? You know, I reach out to my guys here in Grand Cayman. They're probably still asleep. They don't get any information, trying to find out what other options. So we go back to consider that Southwest flight. And we're like, okay, so the only issue gets us there at 12:45 is if we can't check our bags. Because if we check bags, then we can't get our bags out in time. So I was like, all right, I don't know who suggested this, me or Stephana. It's like, if we don't have checked bags, then we can get off the plane, go right to the next terminal, get onto our Cayman Airlines flight before 2 p.m. and have still a tight margin. But so that's the decision we make. So we're literally in the airport taking 5 big pieces of luggage, taking everything that we put out of that and combining them into each of our own 2 carry-on bags. So we're basically like, only essential stuff can go, and nothing that will get us caught on security. No razors, shave my head, girl shaving her legs and all that. No liquids. We packed 20, big packets of liquids, lotions and things like that, because we expect to be there 28 days and they were going to be checked. All of that stuff we had to leave. Shoes, everybody got 1 pair of Crocs or sandals and 1 pair of shoes. Mind you, I got to run a basketball camp. I got to speak. I got to preach on Sunday. So it's like straight up got rid of everything except for what could fit in those 2, 1 backpack and 1 suitcase. So they're like, now we're good. Now we got to pay for that flight. That flight ain't cheap, buying it on the spot, a couple hours before it goes. So we got to come up with that money. We pay for that flight. Now we're locked in. Now we're like, we got to get to Miami, and we got to be there in time for us to get to the flight, which is going to get us to Cayman. So we go through security. First thing, they flag Joshua's suitcase for a stuffed dog, little Rottweiler dog that he's had for years. He carries with him when we travel. They flagged it, pulled us aside, and went through the luggage for that. Then next, they made Stephana, she forgot to pour all of her water, so there's a little bit in her water bottle. They made her go through security, go back out of security, go back at the end of the line and go in again and come through with that empty water bottle. And so we're like running short on time again. About to miss this flight that we just paid all this money for, and it's the only option. So I'm like, babe, we're going ahead. Me and the kids will be at the gate, so that way you just need to come and meet us there. As me and the kids are walking to the gate, the guy calls, last call, doors are closing for our Southwest flight. So I'm like, are you kidding me? So now me and the kids are running to get up there. It's like, we're here, but my wife is not. She got called through security again because of a water bottle. I explained the scenario. And dude was mad. He was like, they made her go back through that. So I think just that gave us enough grace for he would wait for her. But he's like, where is she? I was like, she's still in security. I'm on the phone with her now. He's like, she's got to hurry. So I'm like, babe, you got to run the minute you get through there. So she gets through there and she's sprinting through the Indy airport to the last gate. I think it's like B-21. So if you know Indy airport, that's like the last one. So he holds the door open for her. We all get on. Praise the Lord, we made it. Now we got to get to Miami in time to make that 2 o'clock flight. So our flight is supposed to be at 12:45. Gets there at 12:30. Like, yes, we got 15 minutes more. We're good to go. But there's no gate for some issues that happen in Miami airport. So they're taxiing for 30 minutes. So now we don't get off of that flight, that Southwest flight, until 1:05. We still got to get to 2 o'clock. So I'm thinking, all right, our bags are with us. We're just going to run to this gate. We'll be good to go. Keep in mind, Joshua, this is something I didn't share. Joshua's had to use the bathroom. He fell asleep, whatever, woke up, had to use the bathroom. He's got to use the bathroom. I'm like, son, we can't. I'm sorry, but we can't stop at the bathroom. We can't do it. We got to go straight here because we don't know how long it's going to take. We're lost. We don't know if we're going the right way, wrong way. So we asked somebody, like, yeah, you're going the right way, but you got to go to this terminal. Then you got to go through security. And we like, through security? We're already inside. It's like, nope. International flight, you got to go through security again. So inside the terminal, we still got to go through security. So we're like running. All of us are running. Then we find out, we get to security, there's a bathroom. Joshua, let's go use the bathroom real quick. Girls, you go in through security, we'll catch up. Bathroom's closed. So anybody who knows when you gotta use the bathroom and you're to that bathroom, you're like, oh, I can start to release a little bit. Homeboy was relaxed and then only to find out it was closed. So I was like, oh, sorry, son. So he did not have an accident, for those that are wondering that, but he had to hold it more. Then we go through security, and it is the most disorganized security I've ever been in. Got a new system over here, old system over here. Some people over here, you don't know which one you're going back for. They're calling you over here. When you get over, it's a longer wait. You come back over here. So it is like taking forever. And we're like the first people up there besides one person. So Joshua still got to use it. So he gets through there. We finally get through there. I grab Joshua because they usually let kids go through the easy one. So I grab Joshua. Let's go, buddy. I'll take you so I can get to the bathroom. Get through there. JC's through. So hold all our luggage that's come through. Run to get from the bathroom. I come back and Stephana's waiting. I'm like, what's going on? They done pulled her bag to the side to check something in it. But the bad part about it, after it goes through the scanner, and then you're supposed to have some other person over here looking at the bags and open them up, there's nobody there. So bags that have been flagged are stacking up. So we're like, you got to be kidding me. We are not about to be stranded in Miami and miss this whole 28-day trip. So she's waiting. I'm like, all right, got the bathroom break for Josh. And now finally all of our stuff gets together. I'm like, all right, babe, while you're waiting on that, me and Jace are going, because we found out there's an escalator and we got to take a train to the terminal. You know, we're right now, the stress level is at complete all-time high and about to be back at that point. It's like, Lord, we don't think we can do it. So I go up the escalator, got all the stuff up there. JC wait by all of our bags until we get your mom, and then we'll come back up. Meantime, Jackson finally gets through. He got to go to the bathroom. So we already went, me and Joshua, here it is, buddy, go, handle your business. By the time he comes back, Stephana's already gone. She's upstairs. So I'm like, come on, dude, we got to go. He's running. Get up there, get to the train, and we get out of that train, and we are sprinting. Everybody with a backpack, everybody with a carry-on luggage that they're dragging. We are sprinting. We get up to the gate, and the door is closed. And we're thinking like, man, we made it, because this is not, we knew it closed at 1:45. It was not 1:45. Stephana goes up and talks to him. It's like, oh no, we're waiting to clean it out because something delayed. We got to go and do something in there. Boom. So we made it. We're grateful. And then we hear them call our name. And I completely forgot about this, but we had to show our PCR test negatives, our passports, all the stuff, and they finally get us checked in. So we are finally checked in, and we can finally sit and breathe easy and made it. But there were many, many moments where I was like, it ain't happening. And I remember just completely doubting. And I remember I went to use the bathroom in Indy, and I was like, you know what, Lord, you said it's going to happen. I don't see one possible way that it can happen. Or even if we get the ticket, that we'll be able to get that connecting flight and make it in time. But I'm just going to trust you at your word. So at that point, you know, I remember, I think it's Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, where they're like, you know, our God can deliver us. Might have been Daniel, I don't know. But even if he doesn't, you know, we're not going to waver. We know he can. It's just up to him if he will. So at that point, I had to take that approach and just roll with it. And he opened doors. He delayed stuff. We got here. But if we didn't make that first flight, you know, there's been thousands of dollars invested, manpower invested, time invested, stuff invested. We messed up the whole trip and we're not here. Now they got to regroup and they lost money. That would have been very disappointing, very, tragic, I guess you could say. But praise God, we are here. I know I ran through that story. It's long. I've been on here for 15 minutes. But I thought I had to share because I know somebody's in a hopeless, no-end situation where you've messed up or circumstances caused the problem. But I just say trust him. Trust God. We had to when it didn't look like it, and we had to with major stakes involved, and it would have been a huge disappointment for our family, for the people down here that we're supposed to serve. And I got to believe that because of all the I do another video for stuff that we had to get done before we got to this point, but all the stuff that we've gone through and this life in general that's happened during this season, that there's something amazing that he's got in store, not just for us, but for the people of Grand Cayman. So I'm looking forward to actually getting to that point and seeing what he's going to do. But I'm out.